It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2022. Aries, there's some real interesting shit going on. Your ruling planet is in Taurus. Taurus being the connoisseur of the zodiac. Taurus, the sign of comfort, the sign of value, possessions, what you consider mine. Taurus is the sign of I have. And in order for you, Aries, sorry, this just flowed in. While Mars was home in rulership in our sign, there was this redefinition of who the fuck you are. Because you need to know who you are, Aries, I am, in order for you to properly ascend into Taurus. I fucking have. There's levels to this shit, y'all. And I'm saying this, I may have used, some of you have clients of mine, I've explained this. There's levels to this shit. There's pages, knights, kings, queens. Let me find a knight. Let me get a knight. Can I get a knight? No, actually, I've had plenty of knights. Thank you. All right, we'll take that one. Hold, please. Because I'm trying to need to paint a very specific picture for all my Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And y'all, trust and believe, I thank you. I thank the divine for the disconnection. What is happening? Where are all the knights? That's actually, ooh, I like that. Where have all the cowboys gone? Where are all the knights? You didn't scare them away because your fucking value has leveled the fuck up. You're here. Anyway, okay, so what I was saying is there's levels to this shit. And just like, and the tarot is indicative of real life. Just like they try to tell you there isn't a caste system, there's a fucking caste system. There's pages, knights, kings, queens, and then there's the emperor. And the emperor is Aries. The emperor, who is apparently hiding right now. But that's okay. I got your match. I got your partner. Here we are. No. Wow, okay, well, thank you. So some of you may be in search of something. Here we go. Thank you. There may be a hard time searching, or you've spent a lot of time searching, spent a lot of time trying to figure out who you are. Spending a lot of time how to figure out how you're showing up in your life. How to walk the walk as opposed to just talking the talk, and what that actually like means, what that looks like real time for you. And in real life, it's reflected just like in tarot that there's levels to this shit. There's pages, and knights, queens, kings, and then there's the emperor. Pages do the biddings of knights. Knights do the biddings of kings. And kings wish that they were emperors because emperors collect kings. Emperors collect kingdoms. And Aries, if you are walking around or have been walking around and have realized all of a sudden this may be coming in Leo season because the sun is shining, there's something about realizing, hey, I've been playing myself like I'm a page, or I've been playing myself like I'm a knight, doing the bidding, playing heroes, on a hero's journey for everybody else or for myself. Low key, everybody doesn't realize that Aries is a huge sign of service. Their life is very much so oriented around like doing for others, or providing, even though it is a sign of the self. That's their lesson in life, is learning how to become their self, how to step into the fullness of themselves. But also, when an Aries comes into your life, usually it's to help you remind you of who you are. They come in often. Aries come into people's lives to help remember who they are, their authenticity, how they're showing up in their life. And so if you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or Crotch Watcher, I feel a couple of y'all, if you've been playing yourself small, showing up only like, and what is a page to me is going to be different from a page to you. You know what I mean? What's night level behavior to me isn't going to necessarily be night level behavior to you. So that's for you to determine for yourself. You create your own scale. You create your gauge. You define success. You define greatness and royalty and the Leo shit that we're turning into. Aries is the sign of the self, and Leo is a very important sign of the self. There are very different aspects. They're very much so the heart, the ego, pride. What is coming through though is that really make sure you are aware of how you're showing up, so that you can really, really feel comfortable in reaching for what's yours to have. It's all the self-worth. Taurus is, I'm telling you, Taurus is really going to ground you into who you are, it's funny that the Emperor and the Empress is Aries and Taurus. That's not a coincidence. There's something about that initial spark of fire and then grounding it into that passion that comes up, that wellspring of motivation and doing something about it. That's the thing about Aries. Aries requires action, and Aries without a goal is fucking unbridled chaos. But an Aries focus can easily turn into someone that has an empire in a short amount of time. You can build, you can create, you can not only just manifest, but materialize into your life what you want very quickly. Already coming in hot with the downloads. I got the little I ordered these. I'm so in love with these. These little tea light. They're automatic. They're like candles, but I love them. I got 100 pack. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Over there, we dive into the Patreon plunge. Spirit Squad and I dive deep in. It's the extended reading. We clarify every single card, and there's all of my content over there, starting as low as $8 a month. For daily content, check out my Instasham @_justjeverything, TikTok @justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, y'all, my website, and for scheduling with me and whatnot, feel free to DM me or schedule on my website, justjeverything.com. Now, Aries, cardinal fire, masculine cardinal fire meets masculine fixed fire. Things can get really messy, which is why I needed this. I'm trying to I hope you when you watch this, it just brings you down into your center. Mars and Taurus root and ground into the value of who you are, so you stop playing fucking games and stop settling for less than what you deserve and start understanding that you have an empire to acquire, and that empire doesn't mean billions of dollars in financial success. That empire could be you settling down and having a really happy, simple kind of life. You determine what your empire is. You, not society, not your parents, not your friends, not your family, not fucking Instagram or social media. You determine what your empire is. For me, I just want some land. I want to grow everything. I want to walk around with my titties out all the time, every day, all day. I want to be like bent over a balcony regularly. I don't want anybody, I don't want neighbors around me. I don't want to hear shit. I want trees. I want, like, you know, that's my empire. And so, like, growing, getting to be like the old lady in the woods or the old lady in the desert is like my shit. Like, alternating between the old lady in the woods and the desert. And you figure out what that is for you. And financial security, I feel like, is a big thing. Like, everybody's like, oh, when you have money, it makes you happy. Like, it makes you, you know, people with, money doesn't buy happiness is shit that only broke people say, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, what's going on with your definition of happiness? And happiness doesn't equate to you having less. I just feel like there's something that happens naturally on your spiritual journey where you start to value what you have, and excess for the sake of excess becomes tacky. It's like quality everything. Very, like, I'd rather like minimalism with high quality pieces than a bunch of shit that, you know, doesn't have like, or a bunch of like things that have a lot of sentimental meaning, that are old and frayed rather than like brand new, you know, like IKEA bullshit. Like, you know, nothing wrong with IKEA. I have had plenty of IKEA. But I'm just saying, you determine what your empire is. And in this season, which is going to be all heart, is meant to be all heart, spirit, all willpower, you tapping into your willpower. And it's like, now that Mars is in Taurus, you're going to be more aware of what's yours to have, honey. The luxury, the goodness, the quality that's yours to have, the lifestyle that you want to live. You're going to start to see it. Things are definitely going to shift. I'm feeling way more long-winded than I need to be. I really need to cut this down. But because of you knowing what is yours to have, Gemini season really was a breeze for you to like welcome in these like amazing, upgraded, like healthy trains of thought. Cancer season was like, oh shit, this like the tsunami of emotion came in and through, and you rode that bitch. I feel like you got, you know what I mean? You took some hits. You know how to bob and weave now. You know how to navigate the wave. And like, that's one thing they'll never be able to say about you. You know, Aries, you're a quick study. You always will be. You've always had to be. And so now that we're in Leo season, we've felt our thoughts, felt our feelings, and now we really get to like access and be all willpower. It's fucking go time. In Leo season, we ride. I've been saying it. And I do feel like there's this like living life to the fullest, going for the fucking gold. And you've already kind of been doing that, but I feel like this gives you like the boost, finally like the energy you've been needing. Cancer season was the most watery ass Cancer season that there's been in years. I feel like the water element finally dominated Cancer season. The placements and what happened astrologically finally allowed for us to really like feel the power, the masculine and feminine dynamics of water, and that powerful emotion and connection and receptivity and force. There's the force of water. Whew. Now, On July 22nd, Leo gets the sun, baby, and it's your time to shine. It's time to shine. It's time to go. It's time to move. It's time to just really tune into the instincts, because I feel like a lot of you have got a lot of dead weight off you. You know what I mean? You didn't shook it off, Taylor Swift style. And there's a lightness that's coming in. It's funny because I wanted to name the Pisces reading Light, but I feel like you have access to the light that I was referring to for Pisces. And so there is something about just this like revitalization, the sun at its peak, the sun in rulership. The sun is normally exalted in your sign. So now the sun is home in rulership, and it lights you up in a very specific way. This energy trines you. And so trines bring ease and opportunities. And so there is this flow that you have. It's just like feeling good. And I feel like you get access to it. You also may be way more long-winded than you want to be. But I do feel like life force, spirit is really flowing through you. So really allow yourself to channel, get the message, you know, really allow yourself to listen to the divine, really listen to your body. And I feel like the more you do that, that's how you get to be like instinct and willpower based, is just like paying attention. It's like these two signs that have so much to do with self and identity. It's like finally you're realizing like, damn, this is who I am now. And because this is who I am, like, this is what I deserve, and I will show up in a certain way. There's this regal thing that's happening, this righteous thing that's happening, and I feel like it's a worthy righteousness. On July 28th, we have the new moon in Leo, and this is all about you deducing what aspect of yourself is ready to be displayed. That same day, Jupiter retrogrades in Aries in your sign. And I'm telling you, there are some really big lessons of the self. There is this, like, I just heard opulence. There is this, like, reevaluation of your relationship to belief, success, your body weight, your physical body, your, how you... like what body you're given the beach. There is something about, I do feel like there are changes or impactful relationships with people with Pisces, Sagittarius, Aries, and Libra placements. Also Capricorn and Cancer is highlighted there too for some reason for me as I'm seeing it. I do feel also like your intuition is heightening, your connection to spirit is heightening. There's just this clarity that comes through when you're not carrying around all that weight, when you're not worried about everyone's feelings, when you are operating at a certain level of internal freedom. There is this pace, this faster pace that you finally feel comfortable, like light speed. You finally get comfortable like moving at light speed. And so Jupiter retrograding in your sign, I feel like it's going to show you a lot about yourself. I feel like show you a lot about others around you, your belief systems, your faith, your luck. I feel like it's still Jupiter. It's still a lucky time. I just feel like there's some sort of like it's like the slingshot, the pullback on the slingshot. Some momentum is being built. And whoo doggy, on July 31st, Uranus is going to conjunct the North Node in Taurus. And then on August 1st, Mars joins the conjunction. So Uranus, Mars, the North Node conjunct in fucking Taurus. And that, I'll do a separate video. But we're being bulldozed. We're being bulldozed to our destiny. And for a lot of you, and in the sign of Taurus showing, there's a brand new beginning. This has so much to do with like your fucking positive prosperity coming in. Some of y'all have been calling in some independence. You've been calling in a new chapter. You may have been calling in a Scorpio or a Taurus or a Libra. There is some sort of prosperity. underneath that. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. On August 4th, Mercury goes into Virgo, and thank God there's going to be order to the chaos applied finally. August 11th, Venus goes into Leo, and I do feel like we're going to be attracting in romance, love, kids, art, sports, competitiveness. You're going to have to watch your ego for sure here, Aries. This is going to be a long video. I'm sorry. You're definitely going to have to watch your words. Watch your words. You're definitely going to because words can, like, if you say some stupid shit off the cuff and do that very fire sign thing, it can cost you some money. And so I do feel like really check yourself, check your ego. And I feel like a lot of you have progressed at this point that you know to slow down. You know how to check yourself. I just heard, who gonna check me, boo? You check you. That's the only one who can do it anyway. So just make sure that you are able to, like, self-assess. That same day, on August 11th, we have the full moon in Aquarius, and I'm going to do a separate video on that, but it has so much to do with freedom of the mind, friends, technology. Some of you have like this weird fucking thing with this weird distrust with technology, and I feel like a lot of your technology is going to be upgrading. There's things coming like that's going to help you innovate and move forward and expand and reach for your stars. Wishes are coming true. On August 20th, your ruling planet Mars leaves Taurus and goes into Gemini, and you're motivated to really, now that you know what's yours to have, you're going to be motivated to actually like build upon those things, to learn new things, to travel, explore, to network, to expand your mind, to expand your business. Maybe seeing family, seeing, I just saw a therapist, seeing siblings is what I really meant to say. Maybe some of your siblings need therapy. Maybe you need therapy, something of that nature. But what's coming up is the wherewithal to shoot your fucking shot. So, Aries, take a deep breath, empty your lungs. Take a deep breath when you're ready. Blow out your mouth and then do that all over again. I want you breathing deep. So we're welcoming in our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2022. I also wanted to say this, and the divine just reminded me, like I had to say, okay, this is Sun in Taurus. With your ruling planet being in Taurus, you got to really watch out for superficiality. You may be really on some superficial shit. You may really be on some surface level shit with the King of Pentacles reversed. Some of you may be really, really money minded, maybe pushing it too much, working too much, prioritizing financial stability way too much versus allowing ease. I've been getting in the habit of like stopping, like asking for things like multiple times over and over and over. It just shows like disfaith. It doesn't show like there's something about like I've set this thing in motion and this is happening and I feel this in my bones that it's coming to me. I know that I'm worth it. I've done my part to receive this thing. And so I don't need to be up in the divine's face asking over and over for something that that's already drawing nigh to me. There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that is behaving differently or being distant or behaving in a way that you don't like. But I feel like Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, first thing out for Leo season is your relationship to and your definition of stability. And are you able to check yourself? Are you being superficial in some sort of way? Are you tending to your physical body? There could be like a need to eat better quality food. There could be someone in your life that's being superficial, or isn't taking care of their physical body, and you may really have to show up and help, or vice versa. But I do feel like eating better quality food, tending to your hygiene, tending to your home, your house, your garden, you're not spending enough time outside in nature. I feel like take advantage of your time in nature. Take advantage of the sunlight, the life that you have, the breath in your body. King of Pentacles reversed. There just may be your relationship to value, to money is changing. Your ruling planet is in Taurus, and it's meant to shift. And Taurus is, Venus is now in Cancer, the ruler of Taurus. And so there's definitely a lot of things that I feel like you haven't seen clearly about your stability, about money, about this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, about this Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I feel like a lot of your needs have been put on the back burner. I feel like some of you are defensive. Some of you have put your guard up in regards to this person, or in regards to a boss or work, or someone that you work with. You may think you know, but I don't feel like you have a clear understanding of everything. I do feel like there is some sort of defensiveness. Some of you are in a very superficial place because of like this concept or this subconscious lack. It's like you may be like taking from other people, or being really superficial, or keeping it on the surface because of some subconscious like trauma response. Men are only worth money, and I'm only going to date, men who can provide me a certain sort of security, because I may be uncertain of providing that security for myself. I'm only going to hang out with certain people or dress a certain way because I want to be perceived a certain way, and I want to, elicit a certain kind of job, or create this thing for myself, create a position for myself, make myself indispensable in some sort of way. There could just be stuff going on with like perception play. I feel like also no more willful blindness, no more, maybe this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius has been blind to you, or blind to like the connection or the relationship. But I do feel like there are these decisions that are coming up to be made, and they do not need to be made from a superficial place. All right. Hydrate. Clearing out that stank energy. Understanding, like redefining like what you're going to actually do with the money. I feel like money wants to come in. You just need to know what to do with it. And I feel like it'd be a great time to write things out, to get really clear about what you're going to do with this money, what you're going to do with this relationship, what you're going to do with this job, what you're going to do different, how you're going to launch your business into the next level. It's just time to maybe like start writing things down, stop winging it necessarily. I feel like grounding is really important. Getting yourself grounded in Leo season is really important, so you don't just push and end up having to go back 3,000 times because you forgot things, or dropped things, or were rude, or inconsiderate in some sort of way. So, all right, for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Just useful, helpful, divinely aligned messages for Aries. Sun, Moon, and Rising. You got to make sure that you're paying attention to like all the facets of yourself. The Chariot reversed and the High Priestess with Death and the Tower and the Hangman underneath. Temperance and then the Ace of Wands. I'm not showing you all this. There's a lot of opportunities for chaos, Aries, is how I'm going to say that. And I feel like with the Chariot reverse being at the center of the reading, you got to really, really do your internal work, your balancing work. This light and dark dichotomy, making sure that you feel justified. I feel like tapping into the the power of the divine feminine energy, the dark feminine energy. There may be some shift in your direction. I feel like also unexpected stuff going on with a car or with your vehicle. So be sure not to turn a blind eye to maintenance or service or like prioritizing whatever is a priority for you. This isn't going as I expected. And I feel completely disconnected from this because I asked to be. So final two cards, final two messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Leo season 2022. I'm just going to go ahead and get the last final cards out. Leo season 3. I just feel like there's unexpected. I mean, I'm not sure what I was expecting because the sun is going to be at home. It's going to be revealing a lot. It's going to be shining a lot. There's things to see. There are new directions to move into. There are new thrones to sit on. I feel like for so long, so many of you have been really like defensive about like accessing your whole self or being your whole self. And there's some sort of, I feel like you've been halting yourself in some sort of way or holding yourself back in some sort of way. And the divine is going to really, really highlight. It's funny because I have this 1, 2 light. But I had the 1, 2 light sitting in front of the Chariot, and then ooh, and then when I dropped it, so maybe there's some like thing, when I dropped it, it flew over, and now it's in like, I see this light over there. It's like a trail of light. So there's something about like following the light. It's funny, I was talking about light in Pisces again, from Pisces earlier. I do feel like there is like a shift in like the direction that you're going. Pay attention to your knees. Take care of your knees. Your knees may be aching because you're going to start going in a different direction. Final two cards, final messages for Aries. I just want to get it all out before I tap. And we're 33 minutes in. No rush. We're honoring the flow around here. Wow. Final two cards, Ace of Wands in the world. It's really the end of an era. I'll never hold you back, but I'll probably let you down. And I'll always wish you well. Love it when you are around. Far cry. Some of you are a far cry from where you're going. Some of you are a far cry from where you are going. Ace of Wands. It almost even looks like this Ace of Wands, like he's coming out of the portal, like you are being like transported somewhere else. It may be by way of someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, or Aquarius placements. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, possibly. The King of Swords is on the bottom of the deck with the fucking Hangman again. Because some of you are like stuck somewhere. Stuck. You think that you are stuck, but you are not. You are really like learning how to say no to the pages, how to say no to the knights, and even how to say no to witch kings. Because you are the motherfucking emperor. And you are to be paired with an empress or another emperor, you know? And I feel like some of you are accepting knights, pages, kings that are putting you in a position where either like they're not seeing the fullness of you, or you're not feeling comfortable showing the fullness of you, but there's this holding back that stops, that comes to an end. And by way of the Almighty, there is this influx of physical, spiritual, and sexual energy. By way of the divine, there are these new relationships, these new, like, if there is a business idea, this is like if there's a business or you're trying to launch, this is a fucking sign to move forward, to really keep going on the pace. Some of you are like really downtrodden. You've been putting in a lot of work and you haven't seen the results that you've wanted to. And I do feel like there is something about how do you behave when you can't see where the divine is trying to take you, when you can't see on the other side, when you don't realize what it's all for, when you feel frustrated, when you know, because Mars is in Taurus now, so you know that you're worth more, and you know that it's coming, you can feel it, and I'm telling you it is. It's gonna be a juicy ass plunge. There is the magic wand of manifestation coming into your life, and you know exactly what the fuck to do with it. You know exactly, there's travel, there's excitement, there is a new chapter. For some of you, there's pregnancy. For some of, if that's what you want. For some of you, there's completion, feeling in sync, your inner world matching your outer external desires. And there is this like graduation, anniversary, leveling up in some sort of way, an end to this fool's journey. Take the time to celebrate all of the wins. Celebrate you. Celebrate all of the things. The opportunities, the new cycle. This is not only a new cycle, this is a new paradigm. This is Jupiter in your sign. This next decade, this next 20 fucking years are going to be very, very different for you. Watch. Let's get into it. I love you. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.